Hey, thank you for being here. I am so glad that you are, and I'm so glad that you've taken the time to do this class. And so let's make the most out of it by really being here during class as much as you can. If you're like me and you've got kids running around upstairs and a box full of chickens in the other room, yeah, you have distractions. But as much as you can, give yourself this time. For class, we will need a blanket. It doesn't have to be a pretty yoga blanket. It can be any kind of blanket. Um, and hopefully you're practicing on a hardwood floor or another kind of floor that's got a little bit of a slide to it. If you're on carpet, I'll just show modification for what you can do in that case. Yeah, and that's all that we'll need. So let's do it. Let's start out this class actually on hands and knees. Hands right underneath the shoulders, knees right under the hips, and just start out right away by feeling your way into whatever feels good. Like for me right now, a little gentle lean side to side with my hips feels good. Let's all come together to do some circles. Circling your shoulders right over your wrists, hips right over your knees. And let's also right away come into matching breath and movement. So maybe you exhale as your knees are, your hips are drawing back towards your heels, and inhaling as your shoulders are drawn forward. Maybe you take one inhale for a whole circle and one exhale for a whole. Ever works for you. Breath coming as much as possible in and out through your nose. Switch direction. Maybe you even close your eyes, just letting yourself be fully in your breath, fully in the sensations of your movements, stopping or slowing down anywhere that feels like it could use that. One more juicy big circle in this direction. We'll come on to hands and knees again. Let's do a couple of nice, also juicy, organic cat-cows. So with an inhale, letting your belly soften towards the mat. Heart lifts forward, looking up, widening even in your sit bones. Exhale, rounding, tucking your chin, tucking your tailbone, drawing belly up towards the spine. And inhale, loosening. Taking your time, using the whole of your breath in either direction. One more each way. Walking hands just about a palm's length in front of where they were. Fingers are spread really wide. Tucking the toes and start to give yourself a little bit of a lift right off of your knees. Let's hover here for a moment. Hips drawing back towards your heels. Toes are spread. Sit bones are still spread. And then lengthening your legs, heels drawing down towards the floor. Heart drawing through your arms towards the top of your knees. Warming up in your dog, bending one knee and then the other. Feet to the hands, forward fold at the front of the mat. Let's interlace the fingers and just do some rolls of your wrists. And keep your head heavy here. You can keep your elbows wide. And you make some figure eights with your wrists one direction and then the other. We'll root into the heels to lift from the belly button, fingertips brushing up your legs as you slowly roll yourself up to stand. Shoulders roll back once or twice. Taking hands to the heart, softening your knees, using an inhale to sweep arms up and overhead. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, melting with your heart folding. Plant your hands and step into a plank. Inhale here, exhale, knees down, elbows back all the way to the floor. Rolling your shoulders open, lifting your chest, lifting your palms, pressing into the tops of your feet, lengthening your neck and lifting even more. Let's exhale to touch your third eye to the floor. Inhale to lift. Exhale, touching down. And last one, inhale, lift. Exhale, releasing all the way to the floor. Pressing into your hands, lifting up through hands and knees. Toes tuck, downward dog. Let's walk the hands to the feet to take a fold at the back of your mat. Root into your heels, sweeping arms up and overhead, lengthening all the way up, fingertips to the sky. Exhale, hands to the heart. You want to take your blanket, make sure, get the blanket so it's folded nice and neat and flat, and put it on the bare floor. I'll come to stand on the blanket. You can't see my head, but that's okay. See my legs, and that's what you want to see. From here, sweep the arms up and overhead, and then with an exhale, fold forward. Hands come to the bare floor. Inhale to slide your legs back. Exhale to drive your knees up towards your chest. Rooting into your heels, inhaling all the way up. So you can keep going with that if you're already all set up with a nice floor. If you do not, you can just do it stepping. So sweeping arms overhead, exhale, folding, stepping one foot back and then the other to a plank, and then stepping one foot forward and then the other, and inhaling up. So working with whatever you have. Important to stay in your breath. Important to keep your core engaged as you come into a plank and out of it again. Maybe finding a way in your own body to make this a moving meditation. One whole breath matching each complete movement. Holding in a plank, inhaling, exhale, knees in, inhale, knees out, exhale, knees in, inhale, knees out. If you're not on a floor, just step one knee forward and back, and then the other. Woo, just as much work. Last one. And then sinking back, taking a moment, just in a very flattering little ball. Maybe you hug your knees. And let's inhale all the way up, the hands overhead. Exhale, hands to the heart. Coming back to stand at the top of your mat. Hands together at your heart. Keep the hands together at the heart. Keep a little bend in your left knee. Folding forward, sending your right leg straight back behind you. So you're coming into a warrior three. And let's turn your right toes out to the right. Finding balance here. And then sweeping your arms out wide. If balance is challenging for you, you can find something to balance your hands on. Or you can just come, maybe you can come here to fly. Let's use an exhale to draw heel to heel, palm to palm. And an inhale to lift. Exhale, floating down. If you lose your balance, just smile about it and come back in. Strong in your core. Keep a little bend in your standing knee. Last time down. Ow. Inhale to lift. Turning your toes down, stepping your foot back. And then let's spin your heel down to open into a warrior two. And let's take a few breaths in warrior two. Slow down your breath. Skin of the feet, finding connection with the floor, using that connection to engage up your legs to your hips, from your hips up your spine to the crown of your head. We'll flip the palms and use an inhale to straighten your legs, drawing arms overhead. Paralleling your feet, let's use an exhale to sink into a goddess. So you want your heels turned in, toes turned out. Let's inhale to sweep up, and then use an exhale to come into warrior two to the other side. Inhale, floating up. Exhale, goddess. Inhale, press it up. Exhale, warrior two. Flowing here still with your breath. One breath to match every movement. Last time, lengthening up. Warrior two, this side. Inhale through center, and let's land in our goddess pose. Rooting a lot into your heels, inhaling here, lengthening up your spine. With an exhale, left elbow towards your left knee. Inhale through center, exhale, other side. Firm ground into your heels, engaged along the sides of your waist. Chest always stays open and lifted. Neck stays long, extension of your spine. One more each side. Let's lengthen the arms up to the sky. Exhale back into warrior two. Inhale here, long out your fingertips. Exhale, floating back into a plank pose. Taking a cycle of breath in plank to find your strength. Low ribs are knitting together. Belly button drawing back to your spine. Maybe you stay right here just breathing. Maybe you lift one heel and touch it down, and then the other. Make sure you're not getting saggy with your hips. One more each side. And let's take the knees down nice and wide. Hips to the heels. Child's pose. Oh, thank you. Loosening as much as you can, especially in your shoulders. Heavy hips, heavy head. Soft in the back of your neck, the back of your skull. Slow down your breath and watch where it goes. Draw up onto hands and knees. And then hopefully you still have your blanket nearby. What you want to do is have one knee on your mat and one knee on the blanket. Finding a flat back. From here, bending the elbows so you come onto your forearms, and then letting the knee that's on the blanket slide out as much as it can go before you start to feel like you are no longer in control. We'll inhale here. With an exhale, squeeze your knees together and inhale, soften. If you were on a carpeted floor, you can still do the same thing, just energetically pressing into your knees to squeeze your thighs together. You don't actually have to get a lot of movement to do the work to engage your inner thigh. Two more. Last one. And let's release out for a moment, letting your knees slide wide. Maybe you have to even walk your torso over. Let's flex the feet and extend the spine, pressing into your elbows to get a little bit of a lift in your chest. Whew. And then slowly drawing back in, moving yourself onto your mat again. We'll meet in a downward dog. Three breaths. Slow inhale through the nose. Slow exhale through the nose. Feet to the hands, forward fold. Grounding into your heels, sweeping arms out. And overhead, hands come together at your heart. I'll just switch sides so I'll continue to face you guys. Hands are together at your heart. Little bend in your right knee this time. Hinging at your hips, staying long in your spine, sending your left leg long behind you, finding a warrior three. And let's turn left toes out to the left, foot engaged. Find your balance. And then once you do, open your arms wide so that you are flying. Inhale. Exhale, slowly, hands come together, ankle to heel. Inhale to lift. Exhale to slowly lower. So you're lowering slowly and you're lifting slowly as well, not using momentum if you can help it. Last time, pressing down, lifting, and then let's float your left toes back, spinning the heel down and opening into a warrior two. Cycle of breath, finding your way in. Shoulder blades are drawing together, heart expanding. Use an inhale to float the arms up, paralleling the feet. Exhale, sinking into a goddess. Heels turn in, toes turn out. Inhale, sweeping up. Exhale, warrior two, other direction. Inhale to sweep up. Exhale, drawing down. Floating with your breath, movement and breath in sync. You know, I say that a billion times every class, but it's important. Let's hold here in a goddess pose. This time, let's lengthen the arms out and start to take some pulses as you roll your shoulders back, rolling your arms, but generating the movement right from your shoulders. Stay with a steady breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Maybe play with lifting one heel, sinking it down, lifting the other heel, sinking that down. Maybe play with lifting both heels. And let's release, shaking your arms a lot, loosening your shoulders a lot. Hands come to plant just over your knees, bending the knees more, sending your seat back, maybe even digging into the heel of your hands to find that traction, that leverage. Take an inhale. With an exhale, right shoulder crosses towards your left knee. 2 breaths. Drawing your shoulder across more, drawing your opposite shoulder back more. Use an inhale to come through center. And exhale to release over to the other side. Inhale through center, grounding into your heels, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, warrior two. Which way did we start? We started this way, so let's go back to where you started. Inhale here in a warrior two. Exhale, cartwheeling the hands, planting them, coming into a plank. This time from our plank, we'll bend the elbows to come onto forearms. And again, maybe you just stay like this, forearm plank. A lot of work to do there. Or you could also do just like we were doing, lifting one heel and touching it down, and lifting the other heel and touching it down. Exhaling as you lift. One more each side. Knees down. Walking your hands back, coming to child's pose. Can feel good maybe to draw your chin up to your chest, rounding even more in your upper back and neck. Shoulders heavy, breath full. Spread the hands wide, lengthening the arms long, up to hands and knees, tucking the toes, downward dog. Feet to the hands, forward fold. Ground into your heels, sweep the arms out, all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Taking your hands to cross, grasping each elbow, grounding into your heels to get the crown of your head tall. Let's inhale. Use an exhale to draw one knee up towards your legs. Maybe even get them to your arms. Maybe even get a little touch. And then other side. So as you do this, you want to keep a long spine. Engaging your core. Maybe going a little faster. Then continuing like this, or maybe you reach arms overhead, and then with an exhale, draw your palms. So my thumbs are interlaced, fingers together, arms overhead, and then with an exhale, drawing one foot up and taking hands to foot. With this, you will round your spine as you draw forward. But keeping as tall as you can. Two more. Last one. Arms release down. We've got one more kind of standing core thing to do before we start to cool it down. So let's come back to that goddess shape with your feet. Bend your knees. So you come right into the goddess, and then we'll cactus the arms. So we've done this before where we were drawing the elbow towards the knee. Now we're going to draw the knee up towards the elbow. So sinking into a chair, inhaling with an exhale, drawing your knee up. Switching sides. Being mindful to land toe to heel and to land completely before you go to the other side. I'm with you here. This does not feel that sexy. But we're working your obliques, sides of your waist, love handle area. Last one. And landing in the goddess. Let's take hands to the heart, interlacing your fingers, and let's press your palms away as you round your spine, pressing that. Use an inhale to lengthen the arms up. One more exhale to round. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, releasing the hands. Inhale, arms up and overhead. Exhale to fold. Stepping feet together, coming into a forward fold. Bend the knees a lot, drawing yourself into a little ball, and then coming on to your seat. So let's meet seated with the legs wide. Taking a moment, grounding into your sit bones, finding length in your back, in your spine, in your neck. We'll bend the right knee, drawing your heel into your groin. Taking your left hand on the inside of your left leg. Let's sweep, right hand, left hand, right hand. Inhale, arms overhead, grounding into your right heel and lengthening your fingertips across to the left. Left shoulder is drawing underneath you more as the right shoulder draws back. Maybe even press in with your elbow to find a little bit more opening. Use an inhale to take both arms up and overhead. With an exhale, letting your right hand float down, pressing into your right palm to lift your hips, extending your fingertips back behind you. With an exhale, releasing all the way down. And then let's switch sides. So lengthening the right leg long, left knee folds in, right hand comes to the inside of your leg, left arm reaches up and overhead. First, find a lot of length, and then start to tip over towards the right. From your sit bones to your shoulders, lengthening and opening at the same time. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, planting your hand, lifting your hips, lengthening back. With an exhale, releasing down. Let's take your feet together. And let's catch hold of your ankles or your toes or your upper legs, upper knees, wherever. Rooting into your seat and then peeling your sternum through your shoulders to lift your heart. Eyes closed, heart lifted, crown of the head drawing up towards the sky. Keep the length in your spine as you start to hinge at your hips to draw forward. Staying here for a moment with a nice, long, tall spine. And then you can open up your elbows wide to the outside of your legs, round your spine. Chin tucks into your chest, head heavy, shoulders heavy. Slowly pressing yourself back to a seat, gently drawing your knees together, keeping hands on the tops of your knees as you draw yourself onto your back. Take a couple of delicious breaths, just enjoying knees in at your chest, gentle rock side to side maybe. Heavy shoulders. Let's send the legs long. Find Shavasana. And always take your time to get there. Take the little movements. Put on the blanket if it's cold in your house. Slip on your socks. Do what you gotta do so that when you land here, for however long you stay can fully be in this space of actively resting. Productively recharging. Fueling that best part of yourself to be in the forefront. Staying here as long as you can. When you're ready, press yourself up to find a seat. If you want to stay in Shavasana, please be welcome to. Pause the video or just let it finish on its own. If you come to a seat, let's take hands together at the heart. Let's bow third eye to our fingertips. Finding so much gratitude for this body, for this breath, and for this practice of yoga. Thank you. Thank you so much, world. So honored to lead you through this class.